Good afternoon to all our traders around the world and the U.S. traders. What I'm going to present again is that we are going into a quarterly earnings, and the S&P is more overbought than I have seen it. It's 98% DS overbought on a monthly time frame. That's why we're going to show you what stocks in the S&P that kept moving this up. You are as overbought as you're going to get. I know that. This is the S&P 500 weekly 98, 97, a whole slew of these stocks that pushed higher, that are that overbought. We haven't seen markets that have been this overbought on a monthly level and a weekly level. So we're showing you here the monthly percent DS on these stocks going into the earning season. Here is a snapshot of the listed stocks in the S&P 500 that have been going parabolically up to take that index to all-time highs. NYSE stocks, ConocoPhillips has been pushing this higher. You can take a look at month after month, 3 months, 5 months straight up. Listen, this is about as overbought as you can get. You cannot get much higher before that reversal comes in. Another one that's been pushing it is CHRW, but not that big of a movement per se, but nonetheless it's still in the S&P 500. And these are not NASDAQ stocks. These are NYSE stocks. And you can clearly take a look at Ball Corp. Whatever they're going to say in the quarterly report, it's based in there, meaning that look at here, another one. RHI, extremely overbought. That's going to pull back. We're going into a major earnings season. Whatever they did good has already been priced in these markets at all-time overbought highs. Let's move on to Hess, HES. Once again, when Hess was at $40, it's come up $60. And yes, Hess is part of the S&P 500, and yes, it's overbought. And here we really got one called Halliburton. And it was a great buy when everything was not, Halliburton got really cheap in 2012, and then it had the 2013 parabolic move straight up. That's in the S&P, and that has been pushing the index. Now here's another one called NFX, and NFX is also playing a role there in the S&P 500, and we're just showing you some of the stocks. Here's Aetna. How overbought are you going to get on a monthly level? And this is how overbought this stock is in the S&P 500. Now, once again, everybody, here is the S&P index, and you can clearly see just how overbought these markets are going into a major earning season that is upon us. And once again, that's the S&P 500 index. Here, take a look at SanDisk. Parabolic up. 3, 5, and starting on the 6 month. You are as overbought on SanDisk, and I am a short seller on the open earnings that when they come out. Any good news is all clearly priced in there. Now, let's take a look at something like Wells Fargo, where in calendar 2014, it broke straight out. It's in the S&P, and it's taken it to all-time highs. Here's another one. Signup, CI. What a rally off of 80, and we're well up above $100, and this too in the S&P 500. That's overbought. So basically, as we go through here, let's take a look at this one that everyone knows, SLB. We've been buying this all year. Look at that big breakout. This is on a monthly level. It's in the S&P 500. Let's take a look at Marriott Hotels. Look at that. Parabolic straight up, month after month, and it is overbought. I can tell you that right now. And we're going into a major earnings season, and these things are all the way up at their highs in the NYSE stocks. Okay? So basically, Intel's going to report earnings. Look at Intel. Intel, from $22 to $30, a big monthly breakout on Intel, and Intel is going to report not this week starting, but the week after that. So basically, this one's going to report, and it's a, what is it? It's CSX. It's a good company, but it too has gone from 28 to 32. Doesn't move a lot, but it's overbought. So those are just some of the lists that I went off of, and I'm going to send this out to the MMTs. I will tell you right now, we have not been in an earnings season going parabolically up. And what that means is that this is not sustainable during the earnings quarter that we're going to go into right now.